Hey guys, welcome back to my hard mode boss guide. This fight actually is my least favorite so far. Um, it actually ended up becoming my least favorite fight in the game, I think, boss fight wise. Um, Not because it was like too terribly hard, it was just that, like, I don't know. When I was fighting this one, I was like, this boss is kind of boring. Legitimately. Um, so the big thing that this guy does is in the second phase. And it's when he starts to, like when he like grows those little other body parts and stuff. That's when the fight becomes a real pain in the butt. The first phase is not too hard. It's the second phase. So have fun with this part. You can get through the first phase pretty easy. Just cast thunder on his head. You'll stagger him in like one or two thunders or whatever. But the way I got set up is that Barret has like synergy with it too, so every time Red casts thunder, he'll do it too. Or anytime he does like any kind of command, he'll cast thunder. So that's how I ended up doing it. But anyways, so like I'll talk more about the second phase. So when he gets to the second phase and he gets all that stuff, I would probably recommend going after the spine, to be honest. Because he has one particular attack that just absolutely grated me, and it was one of the reasons why I hated this fight. Because it felt like no matter what you did, I either couldn't mitigate the damage enough. Well, actually, if you block, it mitigates it somewhat, but you're not taking as much damage as it was. But it felt like if you were dodging, you were gonna get hit. I hate that. I hate when that happens, when there's just like an attack that it just feels like it's impossible to dodge. So no damaging this would be an absolute pain in the ass. Anyways, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I would recommend going for the spine, because he does this thing called laser bombardment or something like that, and he kind of attacks the entire area around him with these lasers that can do a ton of damage. And yeah, that thing was just absolutely wrecking me. And you could go for his head and you can get staggers that way as well. His head is another weak point, and then he also has his little like spike arm there that you could go after. But to be quite honest, I didn't find that too threatening. Like if he hits you with it, he can do a lot of damage. There's an attack where like he was doing upwards to like 300 to 400k per attack, and yeah, but they're pretty easy to dodge. So I wouldn't worry too much about the arm, but I didn't focus in it. This is the ability I'm talking about, the laser bombardment. He does a bigger one, but like throughout the fight, he'll shoot lasers periodically. They can be a real pain in the ass. Like he'll do an actual bombardment. So I wouldn't say don't do what I did. Focus on the spine. If you could take care of the spine, you're gonna take care of a lot of his damage. You saw Barret there. Look, his HP disappeared, but he had lifesaver on. That's one of the reasons is why I probably would recommend using lifesaver. I think my Barret's AI casted that, not me. So that was a problem. But yeah, here's the laser bombardment. If you see that happen, I would probably, if you can take out the spine like I did, do it. But if not, just prepare to block. Just hold block and don't move. You're gonna take some damage. Yeah, you saw that attack. That attack did some pretty beefy damage there. But you'll take some damage, but it's nothing you can't heal. It's better to be alive than dead, obviously. So that's what I would recommend. But I didn't focus a lot on the spine during my fight, but I would definitely recommend that to anybody else who's attempting this. So if you're watching this, go for the spine if you can. That should be your main priority. If you get that destroyed, then probably go for the head, because you can stagger him that way as well. Yeah, I think as long as you can keep him, if you can like pressure him or something like that, if you can get him pressured, which I think you pressure him every time you destroy one of his limbs, that will help tremendously. I summoned Titan here because sure, why not? Use the extra summon. I'm not gonna say that it was like it was like necessary or anything like that, but it helps. If you could summon, go for it. I would have summoned Alexander, but that requires 2 ATB gauges, and I didn't have that at the time, so I figured I'd just take that. Take any kind of damage that we can get. Because overall, like, the fight's not hard. He does, like, a few attacks. It's just a lot of them hit hard. As you saw, it was like, you saw 680 per hit, you know? And that adds up rather fast, you know? So, another thing I would recommend, and I didn't do this either, is that you could have Red or Barrett have Magnify Cure on this, so that way you can heal both of you up. And yeah, that's another thing that you could do. I would recommend that as well. I didn't do that, but it probably would have helped keep me topped off a little bit easier. Because I actually burned through a lot of... I burned through all my MP there with Red. Don't be afraid to use all your MP here, because this is the last fight in this chapter. So don't be afraid to use it. Which is a good thing, because this thing would be hell if I was trying to be frugal with my MP. But yeah, this was like the first real challenging fight. Yeah, Midgard Stormer had its difficulty parts. Like, he hit really hard. Like, it could go pretty bad. But this one was just like, geez Louise, this is ass. I hate this attack. The laser bombardment, I hate that attack. I think it's stupid. And then, like, overall, I just ended up thinking this boss was kind of, it's whatever. You know, he's fine. I'm pretty sure there might be another boss I end up hating when I fight him in hard mode. You know, I'm pretty sure there'll be some, and then I'll be like, this guy wasn't so bad. But overall, yeah, just take care of the spine. That's just like my biggest thing. I'm gonna say that like over and over again. The spine. I was trying to think of something clever to say, but I couldn't think of anything, so pardon me. But yeah, overall, I think I'll just let the video play out. I'll show my materia afterwards, and then yeah. So good luck to anybody doing this boss fight. This boss fight is a pain in the ass. It can be a real pain in the ass, for sure. For sure. Like, it could go pretty bad pretty fast, especially with that laser bombardment. Those lasers are the biggest thing, because his arm, you could block those attacks. If you know they're coming, if you got that timing down, you can block his attacks, you can dodge his attacks. I think those are the easiest thing that you could do. What is going on right there? I don't know if anybody saw that, but yeah, and then he does like defensive bombardment as well, and I was just like, oh no. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I started getting a little bit more aggressive. So, I would recommend doing that. Yeah, see? Like, I almost died there. I was like, oh crap. See, that's what happens when you're trying to dodge around. If you're trying to dodge those attacks, no. No, don't do that. You're gonna get hit, you're gonna get blown up. So yeah. And then considering, like, Barrett just got blown up too, so I'm like, okay, what are you doing, Barrett? You're supposed to be blocking, right? You know? Like, right? I don't know. Either way, like, it's another fight where it was just like, woo, super close. We got out of there by the skin of our teeth, you know? Seems to be happening quite often in these fights. Just getting absolutely bodied. But hey, as long as you complete them, man, doesn't matter. As long as you get across the finish line, dude, that's all that matters. You know? So yeah. So this is my materia setup. I kind of built them to be a little bit tankier, you know. So now I got that synergy with Thunder, and yeah. I really wish that I could explain. I really wish that I could have like these cool explanations as to why I'm doing my materia setups this way. But a lot of the earlier fights aren't gonna be aren't gonna need them. You know, like super nuances into the fight. It's probably gonna be the later ones where you're gonna see like drastic different changes. You'll probably see some big changes in my materia setups. So yeah, the early ones, the early game fights, yeah. Definitely gonna have like the same, you know, some stuff in there that they'll like, you didn't use this during the fight, and I'm like, yeah, it's just there. So yeah, good luck with this fight. This one is an absolute pain in the padded ass, especially for the early game. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next hard mode runs.